because we can't figure out what's going on with our Wi-Fi. There's always something, but that's fine. So will you just run with this?
Huh? Yes.
I'm not gonna be able to read.
I will read.
Okay, back to it. This may be better color anyways. So, the black was good. It did what I thought it would. It's pretty opaque. It didn't say what kind of black it was, but it worked.
I'm lighting some incense, y'all. Trying to get some good vibes going on in here.
Jeff's lighting incense for better juju. I don't have that much paint in this one, but it's fine. We are back. So I'm gonna let this dry a little bit more, and then I'm gonna have to do another coat. It's a little bit streaky, but that's fine. Just landed a rover on Mars, but can't depend on the internet. No truer words.
Very true. Very annoying.
Okay. So now I'm going to do the teeth with the white. It just says white. I assume it's a titanium. It's very thick. Also, you may see the cat in the background. Pugsley is about to fall out of the window.
You can't sit right there, buddy. You can sit there.
You're going to see me go out of the lines a lot when I do the teeth because it just doesn't matter. I'm going to edge it up with the red paint. And it's going to have a lot of glitter, so does not matter. Yeah, and Jeff is lighting incense to help the studio juju. I don't know if you guys can see like some of the brush strokes from this brush, but I don't mind those with the teeth because if you look at teeth up close, they have a little bit of like a striation. Whoop. I swear I just dropped some paint, but I don't know where it went. Come on.
How does that sound, y'all? How does it look? Right? I can see it from here, but I don't know what it looks like on y'all's end.
Does it sound and look okay to everybody? Also, can you hear Jeff in the background, or do I need to get him closer? Ugh, sorry.
What's up, Sue? Good day.
This is admittedly not the most exciting thing to watch, but it's part of the process, you know? So we like to show all of the process. I did dip my brush in some water to thin out this acrylic paint. I find it makes the paint easier to use. I mean, the teeth are already white. I don't need it that opaque. It's kind of like for oil painting when you like brush linseed oil on your canvas or whatever medium you're using to prep it before you actually art on it.
Looks good. If I said it looks good, they can hear everything.
Sweet. I like a little bit of texture, but I can't do too much because Jeff airbrushes for me. And if you have too much texture, it can mess with the airbrush a bit.
Picks up a little bit of an overspray.
I think one of my favorite things about working on these lip pieces is the fact that Jeff and I work on them together. Maybe I'm being a little sappy about it, but whatever.
So sappy.
So sappy. If you guys are not regular followers, subscribe if you wanna. I am not a professional acrylic or portrait painter. I just paint what I like and do it however's easiest for me in the moment. I'm kind of a whatever works for me artist, but I like to share that process on the channel, so enjoy or don't. We have had a couple of grumpy viewers lately that are very interested in sharing their opinions, so I guess that was my announcement for those types of viewers that are critics without being constructive. I can take constructive criticism. I cannot take people just being jerks.
No bueno.
However, we're still nice to those types. 'Cause, maybe they had a bad day, and you never know what someone's going through, right? Right. All right, while that's drying, I'm gonna touch up this black. If there is anybody new, where are you watching from? What are you doing today? How's it going? So right now, I'm just filling in wherever it kind of got a little thin. And this is artwork, so I mean, I want it to be perfect, but also, if you guys have followed for a little while, you know that I prefer imperfection. Like, imperfection seems more visually attractive to me.
Right. Everybody needs a Jeff.
Everyone does need a Jeff.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Judy. Sorry, Shane. I don't know what the deal is with this, with the OBS. So we just went live on our phone. That frustrates me to no point to where I want to break something.
So with this bit, I'm cleaning up some of the teeth lines where there's scratchy kind of paint strokes. Sweet. I'm gonna do a little bit more white on here, and then we're gonna move on to the red.
Hello, Debbie. How are you? Be right back. Judy's chiming in from Michigan. We have a deep breeze.
We just came out of a deep
I
freeze.
love all those photos from right at the edge of your downtown, right where Lake Michigan. I think that hits. Is that a thing? Or maybe that's Chicago, where like cars are parked along the street, and then there's a barrier, and then the lake or the ocean. I don't know. I'm not familiar with those parts, but where the cars are completely frozen from where the waves come up over and crash over the barrier and land on the cars, and then everything just freezes. Eerie.
It just seems like literally the worst place to park a car. However, we have friends that park their car in their garage and they were still frozen. Had icicles on them. Update. I found that paint that I thought I dripped. It's right here. So, how do I fix this?
Okay.
I dripped some paint. Can I just sand that off?
How did you, is that dry? Yeah, I would just, what color is this background going to be?
Black.
Oh, well, yeah, you could probably scrape it off with very, very, probably heat it up too. It's not all the way dry.
Well, putting a heat gun on it dry it out more.
Yeah, that's what I was didn't want to do that.
Ju said that could be either side of Lake Michigan. We certainly find out here on the West Coast. We can certainly find out here on the West Coast.
I'm just lightly scraping where the paint is, trying not to. Can't even tell. And then hit it. I would hit it with, what is that?
20.
Yeah, just kind of go over it.
Client was very specific about no lip drips.
Black hides everything though too. But then if there's nothing, oh yeah, that would be fine. Just go over that with
I only hit
Get it
right
right
there.
here.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
Actually,
Awesome. Back to business. Good at business.
Good at business.
All right. So now I'm going to use the red that is in this Magicfly paint. It's pretty true to the camera. It's like an orangey fire engine-y red, and the glitter that we're going to end up using is a deeper red. However, the color shade of the underpaint, this part isn't as important. You just want it there just in case there's breaks in your glitter or whatever. Or if you're using all stones. I'm gonna end up stoning parts of this. I'm just emptying out the paint that's caught up here. Jeff had a great idea of just using it as a little cup of paint, but I need more. I need more. So it's very creamy paint. I guess I should have showed you guys before I did that. Come down here with me. This is not ketchup.
Ooh, what will that be to start on the Thornton Collectibles? What's in the box? Like, what's in the box?
Sounds fun. So it's got a great creamy texture to it. It reminds me of liquid foundation. There's no chunks in it, which is awesome. They sent this to us probably a month ago, and we just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Oh, you love giving them people a ride for their...
I do. Thought I did it again.
You put no water in there?
I'm going to. I just wanted to see how opaque, what it looked like. I'm doing a review here.
So far, so good. I mean, it works for how your style is. Like, it's... I remember whenever I used to paint, like when I would always paint like lettering or a solid background, it would have to be solid, like, and I had to go over and over it, and then I just started using spray paint. But it's like, this works so well with your style.
You guys don't know, my style is the messiest.
No, I wouldn't say messy. You're a messy artist, per se. But your style is so loose that you make it work so well. Like, I don't know how you managed to do that.
I play with it till it does what I want it to. No. It accepts water really well. Like when you mix water into it, it doesn't just like sit on top of the paint. So that's good. All right, you guys, this lip liner is messing with me a little bit. Even though you won't be able to see the directional paint strokes that I'm doing, I still like to do it just to keep my It just works better for me if I try to figure out how to say this. You won't be able to see these directional lines under the glitter and the stones. But I guess to keep the shape and the illusion of it being dimensional, I personally have to keep the directional lines going, you know? Hey, Clara. And yes, I paint outside of the lines often. Like I'm very much outside of this lip line that I had drawn out, but I'm fine with that. I'm super fine with that. Painting inside the lines is good for a lot of things. As long as you don't let it constrict your creative process. Is constrict the proper word? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. A little bit too much water in this. So there's that.
What's up, Clara? Good.
It's been a while since I had a commission for a red one of these. It's gonna look awesome. Ugh, sorry. The face got in the way there. Drip of water almost got away from me. We caught it. We caught it. Do you guys have any like shapes that you draw or paint more often than any other thing? I've always done lips. I don't know why. It's just always been something that I thought was awesome.
Always like dead asleep.
It's a comfy big boy.
I'm the same way my garage was.
Okay, what are we yelling about up here?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. She threw her drink.
That one's.
Hopefully y'all didn't hear that.
I know.
Or the camera
Profanities.
didn't pick that up. Did you guys hear that?
That lady usually isn't so angry. We have like,
It was like a homeless lady. She was just walking down the street.
she's still yelling.
She threw her Gatorade bottle. I don't know.
Into the road.
It's good angle.
Thanks.
So loud. It makes such a loud noise, and it's such a small pothole.
You almost can't even see it till you hit it.
Yeah. That cop's windows were tinted. Very smooth, very smooth. Is there a smell to it?
There isn't. I was kind of looking for one just to see if it was like that old paint smell.
Yeah.
Not that I just assume that this paint would have old paint smell, but I think after the first time you open paint or Floetrol or whatever and it has that rancid smell, you just start to look for that in every one that you open. Or at least that's the case with me. I don't know. You too? Just me? Let me know.
Good boy, cat. It's a very good boy, cat. We need to find a 3D printer that we can have to send that thing to. Or how can he send us that? Like that file.
You can just send a file and then just, does Johnny know how to 3D print?
I don't know.
I feel like he knows how to work every machine up at Makers. So like I said before, this underpainting part really isn't going to have a lot.
Yeah, I'm not a puke person either.
A what? Puke?
Kim May says, I hate the smell of water-based paint, rotten, rancid water. It smells like puke. I don't do puke. He says, raw as a frog.
Well, I can't draw a frog, so you're ahead of me.
Hello, Teresa Whistler.
That was the sound of a cop car racing up the road, if you heard that. So these brush strokes aren't really going to matter. I'm just putting a coat of paint down for just in case there's some kind of little break in the glitter or stones. You won't be able to see like the white background. But I still like to paint it like it matters. I don't know why. Let's do back over here. When we first started doing these, I spent a lot of time varying the color and putting deep spots and highlights. But ultimately, it's not something that can be perceived in the end product. Not that the piece doesn't deserve all of my time, but I think when you're selling custom artwork, you have to consider your time and the value of your time and how it's perceived in your artwork. Not that my time's super hella valuable, but I got a lot of stuff to do, which I'm sure all of y'all do. So just keep that in mind when you're doing commission stuff. For example, with resin, a lot of people like to put a whole bunch of flood coats because the artists see a value in it, they see a difference. But a lot of the end purchasers, they're not going to be able to see if you put a flood coat versus 3. And that's kind of the perceived value and paying attention to your time. Like if the end user or the purchaser or the client can't tell that you put 3 coats on there, then don't put 3 coats on there. Ugh. Just grabbed you guys, sorry. You know what I mean? Hope I'm not just rambling. I hope that makes sense. That's going to make your cost to do that piece lower. So either your profits will go up or your piece is more affordable to more people. And it's going to save you time and product and headache. Oh my goodness, with every flood coat, I have a small panic attack because you never know what's going to land in it. Sorry, you guys. Couldn't see what y'all were saying.
Sorry, I'm talking to Dad.
Anyways, I hope that helps someone in their thought process on being an artist or pricing. And I'm sure I'm going to have some people later, because people that like to argue never find their way into the live feeds. They just come up after the video is posted. And I love hearing all opinions and what works for... No!
What do you do?
Let's drop some right.
Hey, it's a black pepper. Yeah, sorry, y'all. I was talking to my nephew. Good morning, Shelly. Mako Custom Creations, hello. We are awesome. It's funny because we still don't have a heater, but it's 69 degrees in Dallas today. But it's still colder in our place than it is outside. How random is that? It's so funny. But we're good. Literally the windows are open, so it can let some of the heat in from outside.
In the winter.
You can hear all the cars driving by.
every time I do one of these, I want to do one of my big glittery ones. Like a massive multicolor neon one. Like the one I did not too long ago that JJ wanted me to do another one for him because the original sold. But JJ hasn't moved yet, so I'm holding off till he's ready. Almost done with this boring part, you guys. Just stick with me a little bit longer. Also, if you have any questions about this or resin or art as a business or social media things, if I can help, I'm happy to. So just ask. Oops, I see I got a little black paint in there, but that's fine. It's all going to be glittered over. Oh my goodness, can I get this done without having to squeeze out more paint? That would be amazing. Is she back? Is she just coming up and down the road?
Is she?
I don't know. I heard somebody out there yelling. Are you sure?
Maybe. Maybe she came back. Oh, she's right out here. You guys want to see her? I think. Sorry about that.
To be clear, we're not making fun of anybody.
It's just what's happening right now.
We're just showing you guys another window into our life.
She don't care. Did she make a loop? I don't understand how she got over here so fast.
Just edging up a couple of bits. Then we're going to do masking, right? It's been a minute since we've done one of these.
I need this thing.
So the next step in this is to mask off the something.
Just something.
Cool. Okay, so now we need to mask off I'm seriously drawing a blank. But also one of these teeth are bigger on one side, so I'm gonna have to fix that. This tooth looks slightly larger, so I'm gonna round this out a bit to try to bring it in.
said, your mail must be slow.
Well,
I don't know what to tell him.
Dallas was frozen, so. Did you get that screenshot I sent you? My tooth is still bigger, but it's better. Nothing's perfect, right? Okay, I need to make sure this is dry before putting masking on it. Actually, instead of doing that, I'm gonna move all this aside. So I gotta say that I'm pretty pleased with this Magicfly paint.
I need a magnet.
Some of
You
it's
don't have to do it so big. Yeah, we're gonna eat it.
okay. Rubber down.
I'm gonna turn my compressor on so it can be on before. Now this is on.
Do you need a new one?
Yeah, you always get a new one when you have stuff like this. Why is this like this? What is that?
Looks like just a thin part. Do you want me to paint on it?
It looks like you brushed it against something.
I didn't.
It's dry, right? It's all good?
I touched up this part of the tooth.
Oh, this is gonna be glitter.
Right. I wouldn't leave you with that.
I thought I was gonna airbrush it. I forgot.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have left it like patchy. Can we please do one where we have lipstick on the teeth?
So we're gonna do airbrush here.
We're gonna do airbrush there, and then we're gonna airbrush on top of the glitter per use.
All right. So we just need.
We're gonna do the background first, or yeah, we did this part.
So we're just gonna masking off this so that
Bless you. Held on to that one.
yeah, I didn't want to do that while I was cutting that.
Are we gonna patch it, or do you want me to cut another side?
We're gonna patch it.
Is that a question?
I don't understand what you mean.
You only cut one of those. Are we
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
like
gonna put
cut
it
the
down.
inside out and then patch?
I'm gonna put this down and then we'll put another one next to it. What, I don't know. What do you?
You know, I always end up doing patch.
Yeah, we have to do this first and then we try another one.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. So a lot of people ask us what we're using, so I want to be very clear so you guys can know it. This is contact paper, and it's Contact brand. It is clear so that we can see through it, see what we're doing, and it's also gridded so that we can make even cuts. If you guys are going to be using contact paper like this, sand your canvases because contact paper doesn't like to stick to raw canvases or just spray painted canvases.
Yeah, that's why when you do this, you need to do it fast if you're going to do this particular, take this side, particular technique, because it does not want to stick to spray paint. So what we're going to do, pull it all the way so that I don't want to try to cut a lot of because what we're going to do here, we're going to cut this out, we're going to remove this part where the white is, spray paint it, let it dry, then I'm going to cut this out, and then we're going to airbrush this inside of here, put this piece back over this. Well, we'll probably just put a whole big piece over this, another one, cover this up, peel this red out, and then spray adhesive, and then put the glitter down.
Am I doing this or are you doing this? I'm gonna go read if you're doing it. Okay.
And always don't try to cut exactly on the line. Like don't try to get in there and do exactly, because it'll take too long for one. Two, you don't need to. The thing is, you don't want to get any white. You want to cut just inside the red so that when you spray paint this black, there's no little white edges anywhere that you don't have to touch up, because you don't want to touch up anything. So I'm just going to go just on the inside of this red, and I'm barely pushing this. I'm barely pushing on this blade. You don't need a lot of pressure to cut through this contact paper.
Especially if it's a new blade.
Yeah. And so when you're cutting this, if you feel like you need to, you know, if you stop and you try to peel it up and it's not really cut, get a brand new blade. Don't try to go back over it with that same blade. Just get a brand new blade, cut even lighter in the area that you just cut. But always try to start with a brand new blade. So how come she didn't want any
What you said?
drips? Oh, he?
Yep. He purchased it for someone. How's it going, Vamp?
Let's see what we've got so far. Very nice, very nice. That all the way through that.
That's gonna go away from me.
And this contact paper surprisingly dulls out these blades pretty quick. Like the tip of these blades get pretty dull pretty fast. I'm really surprised. So if you can buy oops, sorry about that. Buy some good quality X-Acto blades. I did find some good ones on Amazon for $11 for 100, which is a very, very, very amazing price. And there we have it. So I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna cut it out. I'm not gonna do anything with it yet. Because when you spray paint this, sometimes it goes over this and you can't see that. You can't see what you're gonna be cutting. So I'm just gonna cut it now.
That black spray paint won't get in that crack? I'm just asking.
Well, if it does, it'll just kind of make it.
Sure, it will.
I don't think that it will do that. I've never had a problem with that.
I was kind of asking for me, but also more asking for everything at home.
See, I can actually feel. I can feel this blade not wanting to cut. But what else? The other thing you can do with that, if you have like a spare like little piece of wood, just jam that X-Acto blade in there and break the tip off.
Jam it in the wood and snip the tip.
Jam it in the wood. Snip the tip.
That's what I heard you say.
Forcefully put it in the wood. Snip the tip.
They can continue using it. It's a brand new tip. When we do these lips and when we do portrait stuff, we use a lot of contact paper, and you can get it cheaper from like dollar stores, but let me tell you, it is not the same. Has the same name, looks exactly the same, not the same, kind of sticky. Does not work the same. I don't know if they got like damaged goods every time that we bought from there, or if it's knockoffy. Not the same. Have you ever cut through the contact paper and into the canvas?
I did it one time.
How do you fix that?
You don't.
You just start all over?
Yeah, because you just cut into the canvas. You made a hole in the canvas.
I wish we did a video of patching.
I wish we could make 2 of these. Because I want to cut the teeth out. Well, this is what I'll
Cut
do.
this out, this part.
No, this is what I'll do. Spray paint it black. We'll pull this out. I'll make the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Put that piece back in there and then cut the teeth out. I only want to do that because I love to use the actual angle of this. I could use my hand stencils, but I don't want to do that.
He has the remodel going.
Chloe's gonna need to be
I'll move him
over there. Now, how you caught that?
Because I have amazing hand-eye
We
coordination.
have no room in here. Look at this. Like, what?
I have that stuff there because I have to sand it.
Oh my god. How do we move around in here? I don't understand. How is this happening?
Let's test it.
Alright. There's never going to be enough room. I think you're... Alright, we're going to spray these edges first. Let me get a mask on. Got my mask here. Remember that one that those people sent me? I'm gonna use this. It's a little small, but it does the job. Bowie, you can't be over here, bud. Come on. Let's go. Over here. All right, so I'm gonna have this mask on, so I won't be doing too much talking. I know you won't be able to go up here. And what I'm using is the stuff. It's from Montana. It's called Blackout Tar Black. This stuff is amazing. Like it is an ultra flat, and it covers very, very well. I'm going to start with the sides first.
What y'all talking about, Clara? They say it sounds like Darth Vader breathing. That edge is up, I think, a little bit.
Edges up.
Oh no, Bo, you
It's
can't
going to get covered in glitter, so it's not like...
Yeah.
And see, if you notice, I'm not trying to get it... Bowie, babe,
I got him.
you gotta...
I thought this was over on both sides.
No, it's not free.
If you'll notice what?
I'm not trying to cover this in one pass. For one, I'm not a fan of this line here, if you could see that. So I'll probably use a different cap to spray the top of this, because I want this to be a solid. Just make a couple passes, let it dry. Make a couple more passes, because the more paint you put on, the longer it's going to take for you to to let it dry. This spray paint dries pretty quick, but you don't want to put a lot of paint on it right away. That's so weird. See, I'm just dusting it. I think what I'm using a fat tip is what I'm using. We're gonna use one of these. This is called a Lego cap. It stays a little bit more refined, but it is definitely a bigger spray.
Like it's a wider spray?
Yeah, but more controlled. It's not just spraying the paint all out. You see, there's no lines.
So you're kind of dusting it with paint.
I'm sorry, Dean. Not all this crazy. It's over, okay? Because you do whoever.
Use a heat gun with contact paper, be very careful, because the heat will like shrink wrap contact paper.
That's the thing. The spray paint, it does dry pretty fast. So if you have time just to, sorry about that. If you have time just to hang out, do something else, let it dry. Because you can see where this is starting to come up. Right here.
Yeah.
No breathing toxic fumes for those. Welcome back, Clara. So what art pieces are you guys working on today?
So, and because I want this to be a solid, I don't want to see any of these lines. I don't want to see, you know, like where it's not completely flat or not completely saturated. I'm going to let this dry. You really, I mean, you obviously you kind of want to worry about this coming up, but since this is going to be covered in glitter, red glitter, you're not going to see a lot of, if there's any underspray that goes in any of these when you finish your painting. But if you have to, if you kind of got crazy and it started coming up and it doesn't want to lay down and you still have to spray paint, take that off, put another piece down. Don't be afraid to use that stuff. It's cheap and it's what it's for. Make your life easier.
JJ said, I've been watching for 20 minutes and didn't realize you were live.
Well, how
It
do you
doesn't
do?
show live.
Doesn't it?
Wow, you guys are working on some awesome pieces.
And make your life easier and get a lazy Susan. Or a lazy Karen, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so I'm going to switch the tips.
Switch the tip.
Switch the tip. Switching the tip.
I have a 5-layer.
To this patch. This is a, we call it the Klaus. A regular, a normal term for this is called a German thin back in the day. I think it's just called an outliner now.
What's my favorite cap? You gonna use your acetone wash on that?
Go back now.
This is a very, very controlled cap. It doesn't let a lot of paint out. It lets just enough to where if you wanted to, like let's say you just wanted to write a letter. It's perfect. It's a perfect cap for if you need to make a sign for outside, a car wash sign or yard sale, or just spray paint something small. It's a very low pressure cap. So it just allows a certain amount of paint. It's very nice, very consistent. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of pepper this over the whole thing so that I'm not going to be like sitting here spray painting it like this.
You're gonna dust it.
I'm going to dust it and kind of let it settle so it'll all be cohesive. It'll just all look like one big solid black piece. And a lot of the time it's a little better, and I don't know why I did this first, why I wanted to spray these edges first. It's probably a little easier if you stand it up because sometimes the paint drips from your caps. So if you stand it up and spray that first, it's probably a little easier. Then lay it down and do the sides. I just kind of did this backwards. So if you do notice your can leaking, or if you're spraying a lot, sometimes it will leak, it'll drip. Just pick your canvas up, put it on the edge, and spray paint it upright. I might do that, but because I've already sprayed this edge, but this is a new towel, so it's not too bad. So I might just do that. You can always spray your sides. No, that's fine. The only problem with that is, this is what contact paper hates.
For being saturated or
Dusted. Because it kind of makes a dust,
yeah.
I think that's good. Yeah, it is nice and even. Yeah.
I was guarding Bowie.
Okay, now. Is that the niece?
Oh, so Tracy is about to do a flood coat on an ocean pour. If your waves are very thick, like the different layers, then you could get through it in just one flood coat. But if they're thinner, most of mine are thinner, you're gonna have to do it in sections. Hey, Sam. Is everyone having an awesome day? Monday for most, Tuesday for some. Are we the last in the world? Like, no one's like, it's still Sunday.
Huh?
Like, you know how Australia's in the future?
Mm-hmm.
No one anywhere is like, huh?
Nobody's in the past.
Yeah. No one's ever like, it's still Sunday.
Yeah. Cali?
It is not still Sunday in Kelly.
No, I'm saying when it's Sunday, it's Monday, but it's still.
Right.
I think we got it. I think we got it covered.
Hey, Alex. Tracy, that's what I would do, just a thin flood coat. Vamp's obsessed with this black. It's called. What?
Tar Black.
You showed him what black it was?
Yeah.
Blackout.
It's called Blackout Tar Black.
That's fantastic, Sam.
That really
Plug that cap.
That's the first. It clogged it. Yeah, this is not a good. Don't use this cap with this paint.
It's Tuesday in Melbourne. We miss Australia.
I think that'll be all right.
Hey, looks good.
Alright, so now what we need to do. Ooh. I'm gonna go hit it this way.
spelled art, but it looks like, because I'm reading left to right on this, like you're spelling trap. And like trap house. Gary.
Yeah. Alright, so
We've got Melbourne, we've got Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Where else are y'all watching from?
We got some there. Not clean.
Your tux is clean.
Yeah, that does be clean.
West Virginia.
Alright, so we want to take this teeth part out.
Taking out the teeth. Do you want the little easel, or is it okay? Right there. Not right.
I'm just laying a shadow. What do we got here? We need to take this out first.
Alright, Sam, you're in Dallas-ish. Before you put that black spray paint up, got a little...
What? What is that from?
I don't know. I just got here.
Oh my.
So the reason why you said it wrong way is because the right side is on top of the left side. And we want to make sure it stays lined up and stuck together. Sorry about that awesome soundtrack in the background.
Okay. So what we're gonna do
It's good.
is I'm just gonna drop this. Put it where it would go. Put it where it goes. Drop it down. And then move it over a little bit. So you get a little bit of the, would that be right to left shadow?
Hi, Sue.
Looks good. This studio needs to be revamped.
But you have a fold before you start doing that.
You only need a little bit of paint because you're not going to be doing a lot of airbrushing. I'm going to put this lid on here so I don't want to spill the paint. And this is the thing with doing shadows with a stencil. You might think it looks very light or there's none on there, but there will be. It's not gonna.
It's amazing how it doesn't look like there's anything until there it is.
Because for one, this is a transparent paint, so it's there. And two, when you take this off and you start to do these lines for the teeth, and the little shadows here and here, this stuff will just continue to get darker.
You get it?
Is there a hair? There is.
It's stuck all the way up in there.
Well, just pull it with your fingers.
I'm gonna pull up my fingers, but I gotta get a hand on
Well,
it.
if you need to take this off, just take it off. Believe it or not, there is paint on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to darken this a little bit up here.
This is like a magic trick. It doesn't look like there's anything on there.
Oh! Just pick it up. It's fine. It's black. You can paint over it. I don't know what you're doing.
I wanted to show them because
I know,
it was
but-
hard to see. Sorry for all that movement, y'all.
I hope that doesn't.
I'm just gonna take you guys out of there and just hold on to you.
I need to put this back on. I might just put a layer down.
Yeah, I was pulling too hard on the arm attachment and it came out. And for a hot second, I thought I'd punctured the canvas. It is not. See that lined up perfectly.
I think what we need to do, we'll touch that up, is wipe this a little bit with the rag,
Okay.
because you can feel. That's why the no, not right now. We'll do this and then we'll touch this up, peel this off, put a new piece down. Before we put a new piece down, we'll wipe this with the cloth. Hopefully it won't make any. That's what sucks about using flat, is you could see, you know, wipe marks. All right, I need my X-Acto blade.
Do you prefer those ones or these black ones? Those ones are better, right?
I like both of them. This one has a light.
Yeah.
I need to get like.
I thought I went through it. Did not. So, what are we cutting out?
Teeth.
We've never done that.
What do you mean? Like you have to do it so that. I mean, normally I'll use a hand stencil if I don't have this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because normally we take them out.
Judy said, I had no idea this was live. I was watching on the TV and there was no chat.
So is there no chat?
When you watch on TV, there is no chat. Denise said she's wearing the same pants I am. I'm glad I'm not the only one living in Jam Jams. Jeff got these for me. They're super comfy. And it's still cold in here, so Jam Jams. Do you want me to hold on to your... Nope. You wear yours everywhere? Now I really don't feel as bad. Right, Clara? We've been layering up too. All right, who in this room is not wearing their jammies? Because that may be...
Me.
Well, Jeff is not, but he's always dressed. So you're putting a slight shadow where the lip touches the teeth and where the teeth are touching each other?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes layering your contact paper is necessary. So like this is an overlap. Be careful when you try to cut through those though.
Yeah.
You're in paint clothes where you have to take your son to the dentist. I feel like it's acceptable to wear your jammies if you're getting dental work done. You want to be comfy, right? I swear I'm going to talk again when this is done making noise.
Oh, my back. Woo. All right, we want to do this one next because
I turn the light on. Is it too
these
much?
teeth are the back side, so that is like in my face.
I'm sorry. My goodness, I would love to wear shorts in here, but it is way too cold.
Okay, all right, so
Shane says, I love how Jeff makes it look so easy, but then when I try, I make a mess.
let's just practice.
I am like a surgical assistant. I like to help him and hand him things, even if I don't tell him my plan of being an assistant. I'm just like, here, how can I help you?
Okay, so what I want to do, this is kind of a scary part, but you don't want to take this tooth all the way off. But you want to make it out of the way, okay? So you're just lightly going to spray this center line here. To where you can just kind of see it. And there's a little turn right in your teeth, so you want to make that straight. Just barely spraying that. And I'm going to darken in this little part. Make a couple creases in the teeth. And then you're going to put that right back over it. And then you're going to take this, which you can actually take this one out if you like, because you're pretty much done with it, but you leave this side so you get a very nice even crease if you must, like, unless the person has a gap, you know, like, because not a lot, but there's some people that do have gaps that I've always wanted to do a portrait with somebody with a gap, like who is that, Lauren Bacall? You just want a very nice clean edge on both sides. You could try to do that freehand, but I wouldn't suggest it.
TG says my mom has a gap. Your mom want a portrait done, TG?
Oh, I've painted Madonna before. She has a gap.
It's crazy how you can't see anything happening. You can't see any paint coming out. And until you remove the masking, it's like, I don't know what you've been doing. It's okay that that's not put all the way down, so it's kind of a softer.
Yeah, it'll leave a nice soft edge. See, it's just barely noticeable. And if you want, you could take a straight edge. That is not a straight edge. We'll just do the other side of this, if you like, and just barely hit that bottom to the top. Because this right here, I'm gonna airbrush this kind of like a dip down, because your teeth kind of curve inward. Turn that light off. See what I mean by you just you keep darkening this spot. Ooh, I don't like that at all.
I don't think it's cut.
It is, it's just... Guess it was not. Cut that. Those are the type of things that will really make something stand out. If you have just a little piece of it'll be fine, because there's going to be glitter there. So
We'll just lower the...
well, I'm going to paint it too. So
I just rolled it up.
you can make your shadow a little darker there. These teeth are a little darker back here because they're in the shadows.
Can we just call these teeth pleats? Can we just agree as a country? Claire said, let's all get into a seated, relaxed position and send him some back relief.
Oh my god, it's like, you have no idea, it's so gnarly. Okay.
Before you're done, can you put pleats on this one?
You're like moving it.
I'm just trying to hold it still.
Okay, when you put that in there, there's a here, just kind of go back.
Uh-huh. Teeth pleats.
Alright. Well, hopefully we can fix this. It's not like a mark. Here.
Can you airbrush on the easel to help your back?
I could. I just didn't want to move it. Don't show that on the floor. The floor is disgusting.
Hi, Bean. Are you checking your email? Did I wake you? He did. You guys, when you hear Bowie barking in the background, it's because he wants right here. He wants to be right there. That's all he wants out of life. Is to be right there.
Alright, so now we have to. We're gonna have to. Yeah, you see that? Well, I'm gonna be painting on it, like.
Is that a
No.
new?
No.
Oh.
The only thing is, that's what I'm worried about. These rags too. We have to spray paint it anyway, so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just dust. Let's see, where do I? Let me see. It is coming off, but it's not making any marks. It's not leaving any towel, so I like that idea. Let's see. And I think that, oh man, like fill that, and then fill right here. It's a difference. Hopefully when we spray that, it'll just cover that up. And just wipe all this shit off. I've never tried to do this. Because normally, oh, there is some coming off here. I have to spray that.
So you're dusting overspray, right? Is
That's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you, Clara.
So, yeah.
Do we want to,
Yeah, I'm gonna put something there, but
on the
paint at.
on the contact paper I put over there, there's probably this exact size. If you flip it over.
I'm just gonna put a piece of paper over it, even though
Okay.
I don't think anything will stick to that anyways on the outside of it.
It's getting patchy, y'all.
That is just, that blows my mind.
Do you want another one?
No, I don't want to ruin another one. 'Cause that paint like ruins this. Ruins those things. I just like using it because it's such a soft spray.
Get with it, Vamp.
There you go.
Hey, Jacqueline, how are you?
I don't like that. I don't like those little.
Another interesting thing about spray paint is you can't just spray part of it.
Move that.
I don't know where you want me to move it.
Well, just. We just needed those parts.
Okay.
That's fine.
Sorry about that movement, y'all.
This is the thing. We can take this off now.
Mommy, 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 moment of truth.
And you guys, you don't want to leave this on for a day. Woo! It's there. See, this is what happens if you leave a spot. That should be solid black. That's what ruins paintings. And if you want to keep your outline, so you have an outline of what you do, put that on somewhere.
We used to have them on all our windows.
Oh, I forgot about this. Don't touch that white.
Making sure you pulled it out of that spot.
All right. I don't know if we should put that down yet.
Hi, Angela. Thank you. Right, Shelly? Ta-da! I love your singing. Don't lie and flatter me, Vamp. Okay, keep going. So from here, I can't see that error. Can you guys see it? We didn't spray that side.
I know, I'm just... Alright, so do we want to...
That's true. So the next step is going to be masking off this black outside.
Yeah, we have to just try to get a little bit of this around this edge. It's not showing, right?
Mm-mm.
Just so that it sticks right there.
He's dusting off overspray because that contact paper doesn't like to stick.
If you have just a little bit of contact paper, just imagine like just a bunch of sand just kind of lightly blowing over your piece, and then contact paper, you know, it would not stick. Look how much is coming off. Like, hopefully this helps. I've never done this, so.
And this, I mean, it was dry spray paint. Well, thank you, Angela.
You can kind of see that, but I'm not mad at it.
I can't see it. So how we're going to fix this is when we mask off the area to be glittered, we're going to just include that in the red area. If you want, so it doesn't hurt your back, I'll do the masking.
No, this airbrushing is what killed me.
No, I love doing the lip pieces. It was what first got me out of my grown-up job. Jeff inspired me to tell me how to help. You hold this?
If you're doing this by yourself, sometimes you don't want this to happen. Well, you don't want this to happen every time. But try to stick it. They're not going to be able to see that in the sunlight. Try to stick it to your arm here. So that it doesn't fold in on itself.
That is the most difficult thing.
Because you waste a lot of this if you don't do that right.
So this
Oh,
time,
no. We're taping off
all of the
all
outside.
the outside. I was thinking, I didn't make that big enough.
It's okay. I have that whole little.
Strip. And this is the same thing as prep. Always do this. Always do this right. Always use more than you need. Because you want everything to be sealed off from what you're about to do.
Are you just gonna cut this out and use, or I have this.
Put that down. Do it when
Huh?
yeah.
Okay.
Why did I do that? That's so funny. Like, I was thinking they're masking off the lips.
Thank you to everyone still watching. This is definitely not a quick and easy 1 hour process. It takes a while, and it took us a long time to learn how to do it well enough that it only takes us 4 hours.
Always do that slow. This stuff wants to stick to itself.
It's like cling wrap times a million. You were lined up. Do you want me to pull it?
Pick it up, yeah. Bring it down.
It's hard to do with one hand.
It's fine. Yeah, you can tell it doesn't want to stick. See that? Like, you can do this and it just comes up real easy. But you just have to do this nice and nice and easy. Where's that other piece at? We can use 2 of these. doing it on this Lazy Susan.
Let's take it out. You don't need it to spin, right? Do you want to leave it on there?
I don't know. Let me just do this.
Okay.
Look at that. Like, it doesn't even want to stick at all.
Absolutely, Angela. Patchwork.
Alright, so now this is the fun part. So with this,
We're gonna cut the teeth and the outside.
yeah, and then we're just gonna pull this, and leave this.
Mm-hmm.
You want to cut. You definitely want to cut on just on the outside of the black, so you know you're getting all the red. Because sometimes that sticks out and it looks kind of silly.
How handy is that light on there?
Nice.
And you got it from Amazon? I think we have those listed on Amazon. Correct, Claire. We are prepping to spray the adhesive for the glitter. We're like, hopefully 30 minutes from
Magic time.
magic time. JJ said this is the part where I'd be cutting out the lips and then pull up the masking and there'd be a hole in the shape of the
Nah.
lips in the canvas.
You kind of know, like you can feel it cutting, and like I'm not pressing hard at all. That's the only thing, is if you don't press hard enough, it won't cut. Then you have to cut it again. So you kind of get used to. You get used to that feeling. Like I can feel it cutting. It's like a little tug.
That slice, it's just on the outside. You turn it?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to cut it just on the inside, you would have bare redness with no glitter. And don't nobody want that. Claire said you can feel a tiny pop in the plastic when you puncture it.
Yeah, you can, like, you know that feeling, like you get used to it.
You okay with the Lazy Susan? Okay. Ooh, I got words today. You do. Words are not hard for Clara today. JJ said that feel is why I won't wrap my car. See you later, Angela.
Definitely went a little bit outside, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just lather on the glitter. Just lather it on. Take your time when you're cutting. Not only do you want to not cut yourself or cut through the canvas, but once you make a mistake in the cut, you have to figure out how to fix it or start over.
Well, you want one continuous cut. You don't want to cut it and then start again and then cut it and start again. You'll be able to tell. Okay. Yeah, these are a little bit more plump than than what they really are. But glitter, when you do glitter, it shines so much that you can't really see any of the, like if it's a little bit of a crooked line.
You want me to do the teeth? Or you got it? Okay.
I prefer to do all this just because if it messes up, then it's my fault.
So to fix that, he's going to cut on the outside of this white error.
Well, what I'll probably do is just start here.
Split the difference.
Yeah.
So we start the cut in the middle.
But this right here, you definitely want to cut right along the edge, because you want that to cover up that line. And you need it to be a perfect line.
We need to do a whole new one of these for TikTok. Claire's just spitting over here. Experience just means that you made all the mistakes and know how to get out of it. You're wording very awesomely. Oh yeah. It's all of the back pain for him right now. Judy says, you do that like a surgeon. He does have some amazingly precise cuts. We're almost done. Does spray adhesive need to be shaken?
I don't think so.
Okay, cars. I'm gonna put you guys right here for just a second and prepare the glitter.
Sweet. Well, I feel like it's kind of sticking to these edges. So I think wiping that off just a little bit definitely helps a little bit. Because normally it would be coming up. So you guys save all this stuff somehow? Save it. Put it on some like butcher paper. Or put it back on the piece that you took it from.
Why does glitter need a safety seal? Like who's messing with glitter like that?
Alright, well this is the fun and dirty part.
Ooh, just leave that covering the artwork because we're doing spray adhesive.
Well, we need to put some down to catch the glitter.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I honestly have no idea how we still have this.
I don't know.
It blows my mind. Because it looks like it should be like, doesn't work. Look at this crooked. We've had this for at least a year.
A year.
Probably longer.
Hey, Tim.
And y'all, look how it sprays.
Toot.
We kind of want to fix that. I'm just going to try to get some of this excess off. But this cap is like, I don't know what they did or how they made it. Look at that. Like, it never clogs. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
You gonna section this or just go for it?
oh, yeah, we'll just do a little bit.
I don't understand, but it's fine. All right, you guys. Since we know that it doesn't like to stick, we always double check the edges because it will underspray and ruin your life.
This is sticking like really well.
That's where you wiped it down, I
yeah,
guess,
I'm really
for
surprised.
moving forward. So you guys know, wipe off your overspray, okay?
If you can.
You heard me. Talking to you.
All right. So what we'll do is I'm gonna spray probably about this much, and then I'm gonna have her throw that glitter down. I'm not gonna have her do it right to the very edge. So then I'm gonna start spraying it again. I'll probably just do it over here.
We'll work in thirds.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put the thick glitter down first, and then on top of it we'll put the fine so that it falls in between it. Let me put the flash on
Why don't you hook that up to there?
because
I
it
know.
looks like that.
Because you were pulling on it too hard.
That's not what he said. Let me have my moment. Y'all, I did that by accident. Whoops. Okay, while that's happening, TG started a new one, TNWHS. That's not what he said. Just need a couple 2x4s to raise your table and relieve back pain. Well, that's what we have those for, but they're full of other artwork. We just need a bigger space. I don't know where the flashlight option is.
It's not when you're on there.
Oh.
You have to do it before.
All right, you guys are going for a little ride.
What in the hell? Why does that not want to bend?
What in tarnation? All right, you guys, I'm not reading for a minute because we're both working on this.
I know that drives y'all crazy. It drives me crazy too.
Y'all, for it to be like 70 outside, I am freezing.
You're cold?
Like, I'm
Wow. No, it's not
goosebumpy cold.
70, but it was. All right. So don't be afraid to do this. Is kind of like resin. Just do it. Just spray it because you have to do it. And once you start it, you cannot fix this. Go back, push your edges down wherever you're going to start spraying.
And then we're gonna drench it in this adhesive because this piece is getting shipped soon. Looks like
It's not like spraying spray.
so. Usually it sprays out in a fan, but this time it's spraying in like striations.
It's a little better,
That's
but.
better.
And if you need to, go back over it. Because sometimes this stuff dries pretty quickly.
Let me do a couple. Didn't we decide that that was better? Doing like 2 layers of adhesive? And make sure you get
Put some down.
this edge really
Yeah,
well.
like you literally spray right on there. It's good. Like it's very tacky.
No, I
so-
just wanted to make sure we got every bit. Okay. I'm going up to like, there's this much in between where he stopped spraying.
Now I'm just gonna do this part here.
I don't want to spray it all the way up to the line because then we're going to have an overlap.
Okay.
You're getting into where you haven't sprayed yet. We're also using a fine glitter to fill in.
It's spraying a lot better now. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's so much.
I didn't mean to.
You just, yeah, if you go a little higher and just kind of.
That inside is coming up. I didn't know if you were going to go over that edge again, so waiting. be afraid to drench it in glitter, kids. We're gonna save every bit of excess anyways.
Yeah, and don't, didn't we want to try to push it down one time and it just made it look flat, or?
We're gonna have to because the power's it's gonna be in shipping for a while. So doing this, we're working all the glitter down through each other.
God, look at, just imagine just a red drip like that. Like, it looks so good.
They don't want to drip specifically.
I know that. I'm just saying.
It would look good. So we're gonna take this off and then dump it so we don't waste the glitter.
Take this off?
Right? Don't you like taking this off because this is sticky? So
Oh, yeah, you take this off.
you want to do this one first? Because this is sticky.
The only problem with that is where let's just take it off. Take it off towards the center.
I got it.
Look how nice that is. So we take that off first because we don't want the glitter sticking to the other adhesive on there.
Do you want to put a different sheet of paper down, or are we good with this?
No spray on that. I mean, it feels dry.
I don't want to mess with that because then it'll probably fall off.
That is. Hopefully that'll. I wonder if that's adhesive from the. There's glitter on it. Well, what we need to do is just let it set.
Oh,
Now it's coming. What we need to do is probably just let it set. Here, stop. Let's just let it set. So yeah, let's just let it set, let it dry, and then you can just wipe off all the excess, because it's just going to continue. You can actually take a little piece of the contact paper and just kind of press it on there, and that'll, because I think it's just the what do you call it, the sticky, what's it called?
adhesive?
No, the from the laundry.
A
What's that called?
static.
Static. Because it's just moving. So yeah. Yeah. So we're just gonna let that set. I don't want to mess with it. Let it dry. I'm gonna put it up on this easel.
Got you, Clara.
Just in case Pugsley wants to jump on it.
He always does.
You just let it sit and do its thing.
How long will you let it set for?
I don't like sitting in them. Where's that piece of wood?
It's
that
stuck
normally-
to the bottom of your that. You just set it on this part?
I don't want. Oh, I guess we can paint it. Well, yeah, there we go.
Let me get my light.
2 hours. Jeez.
Cheese and crackers. Cheese, and crackers.
So this stuff comes off. It's just static and blah blah blah. We're not worried about that at all. There's so much light in here. All right, that's it. We are Fanny. It drives me crazy. Like, I'm like, we're done. Leave it alone. And I have to.
I just try to.
I know. All right. So, that's it for today, folks.
Hope you liked it.
It can't. It's not letting it bling out because that's open.
We'll do a true color
Show
video
So
later.
there you go.
So now I'm gonna put some orders out, and then tonight I'm gonna be up late finishing all of the pieces that sold during the fire sale. Okay, Bowie, don't jump over that.
We have got to clean this space.
Oh, my big boy. So y'all, hope you have an awesome day.
Thanks for joining us 3 times.
If you do any artwork, post it in ATD's Poor People so we can see what you're up to.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Be kind to one another. You never know what someone's going through. We love you guys so much. Stay safe. Stay warm if you can. Unless you're in Australia, stay cool.
If you're in the east, stay cool or stay warm. I think you guys are getting that blizzard right now, so.
Yeah, we didn't send it to you. Anyways, you guys, you're awesome, and we'll see you tomorrow. Is 2:00 Tuesday. Jeff will be handling the live if I'm not here, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, and remember, we do the test.
So you don't have to.
I need you to come up with a different way to say that.
Listen, the last time that we went through all the different ways I
Hey,
could
listen,
say
teach me how to beatbox.
it.